Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Tailgate Talk. We're your hosts, David, Nick, and Joseph. Boys, side of the people.
What's up?
People.
So another great weekend of college football. Another weekend that I unfortunately missed most of it as I was busy doing moving stuff. But you know what? It was a pretty good week. Wouldn't you say, boys? You want to start us off with maybe some winners and losers for the week?
Let's do it.
Of course. All right, let's give me 1 second. Hold up. All right, can everyone see my stuff?
He's
All
Mm,
right.
coming.
First off, winner, me and my Georgia take. I could not have been more right about Georgia beating Ole Miss by so much. I think this is the part of the year where Georgia really brings it to the next level. They kind of separate themselves. And I don't know who's going to stop Georgia. They look really, really good. I think if people wanted to beat them, it was earlier in the year. So I think the dogs are setting themselves up for a nice little run right now. Loser, but this could be a second winner. Jimbo Fisher, he's out at A&M. Rumor I heard was that they wanted to fire him before the LSU game just in case they won, so he couldn't point to something and be like, "Hey, I should stay because we beat them." Um, Either way, Jimbo's walking away with close to $70 million to not coach. He's living the American dream. He does not have to go to work, and he's getting paid a lot of oil money. So Texas A&M, they don't care. I said it to my dad. They think that they're supposed to be 10-win, 11-win team. They are always destined to be 8 to 7 wins. So they're always going to be punching up.
But they have the potential. That's what I don't understand. They have the potential to take that next step. It's just they've never been able to take that next step.
It's just you are who you are, and Texas A&M is always a team it's supposed to be good on paper, but they suck. So Jimbo's taking the money and running to the bank. Look at that smile. He's happy. He's chilling. So Jimbo's out of a job, but like I said, he's the American dream. He's getting paid millions and millions of dollars to sit at home. So
Best part about all of that has to be that they were displaying the check from the boosters for like $100 million at halftime
Yep.
of that game.
they're ready. They're
Oh,
ready.
A&M.
So that's my maybe winner though of the week is Jimbo Fisher.
A&M's definitely the loser.
100%.
Yeah, so my winner, it's the college football playoffs, but not for the committee, for us, for the fans, right? Because you still have 5 10-0 teams. Usually the past few years of the playoffs that I can remember, you already kind of had your set four. And even if you didn't have your set four finalized, like you could pencil people in and have a pretty good shot at getting it right. This year, the playoff committee is going to have a giant decision to make because not only do you have Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State, Florida State, you also got an Oregon team who's sitting there at 9-1, who's probably going to win the Pac-12. And then what do you do with them? And then do you exclude Texas, who has a win over Alabama, right? Because Alabama, that win is aged like fine wine, and God forbid they beat Georgia, and then what happens? Like at this point, it's just pure and utter chaos. And at least I can speak for us three, I think. I don't know about everyone else who listens to us, but it's like we love chaos. We love
100%.
the parody of this sport. That's why we watch this sport, is because, and it's why it's the greatest sport besides college basketball, in my opinion, because of the level of parody. So my winner is the college football playoffs because there's going to be a giant effing decision to be made at the end of the season, and a lot of people are going to have something to say about it, especially the players on the field. Like I keep talking about Alabama. I've been banging the drum for Nick Saban and Alabama since I stopped spreading their bad juju on them, and they're gonna be a contender, and they're gonna have something to say on this entire playoff field. So that's my winner of the week. On to my loser. Loser, James Franklin. Like, dude, this is ridiculous. I don't know how many times I've come onto this podcast and I've said, coaches, I love it when you coach when your hair is on fire, right? I said it when
Oh
the
yeah,
Florida
though.
State, I said it during the Florida State Clemson game. No offense to you guys, but there was one coach who coached with a set of marbles, and there was another coach who looked like he was coaching to try and not lose the game. And usually, when you coach with your hair on fire, usually come out on top. I watched the entire second half of that Penn State game. I didn't catch the first half, but every time, like at some point, you have to throw caution to the wind. Like you have to go out there and you have to show a set of marbles because you had a shot. You had a shot to silence Michigan. You had a shot to prove everybody that Michigan was a fraud, and you didn't. And not only that, but you cost your team a shot at any playoff chances, any hopes of being a contender, and that's not good. It's not good for your program. It's not good for recruiting. It's not good for anything. And the simple matter of fact is that he's I think he's won in like 20 games for against top 5 opponents. Like he is becoming the new Brian Kelly. He is becoming the new Brian Kelly. And I get it. Like you can argue that there's not a better coach out there for Penn State than James Franklin. He's going to give you a 9-3, 10-2 season every year. But like you're settling for mediocrity, Penn State. And I don't know at what point you call a spade and you go out and you do better because you deserve better.
Yeah.
You deserve better. And this is ridiculous. James Franklin, you didn't know how to coach. You still don't know how to coach. I don't believe you'll ever know how to coach. And the last and final thing is, I know that you were down by 2 scores. So let your 5-star freshman start airing out the ball. That's what he's good at. Do the Bill Belichick way. Emphasize what people are good at and do that. Don't focus on what they're bad at and try and up that. I don't know. That was just my take. It really got me fired up. So, as you could tell, that's my loser of the week.
I think we need to prevent or hold on any Penn State top 10 hype until they show that they can beat Ohio State or Michigan.
Yeah, they're going to be the new Texas. We don't talk about Penn State on this podcast until, and I'm making this, let's take a vote, until they get into the playoffs.
Yeah. No, I mean,
And
I think
also, for our end of the year awards, which we should do, James Franklin gets the Brian Kelly can't beat any top opponents award.
I like that idea.
I think at one point, like you said, would call a spade a spade. I just don't think James Franklin's a good big game coach. And I think he's proven that. I think if Penn State wants to compete for Big Ten titles, if they want to beat Michigan, they want to beat Ohio State, they're going to have to make a move. I don't think.
And like you're not in the West. It'd be different if you played in the West and you played St. Mary's School for the Blind every week, but you don't. So in order to be anything in the Big Ten East, you have to win football games. You have to be a big time head coach who wins big time games, who shows a set of marbles and coaches with his head on fire. And he doesn't do that. So I don't know. I don't know what he really expects. I don't know what Penn State expects. And I tell you what, if I'm a recruit, I'm not going there until James Franklin figures out his woes and takes care of the boogeyman underneath the bed, which is playing top 10 opponents and winning.
And the one time that they actually made it to the Big Ten championship, they lost to Pitt earlier that year, and that kept them out of the playoff. Like they just can never get out of their own way.
Nope, never.
All right, David.
My winner, it's got to be the Clemson freshman. What a game by these boys. Shelton Lewis, pick 6. Cleo Barnes just throwing people under their own guys. Everyone towards the end of the game on the field was a freshman making huge plays. I mean, Peter Woods, TJ Parker, all coming out and just been there the whole year. This is what you want to look for as a Clemson fan when it comes to the future of that program. And I think this is why Dabo's excited about this program and telling people to start buying the stock because we're on the way up. And it's because you look at these freshmen who are getting meaningful snaps now, and you get very excited for seeing what they're going to bring next. I mean, you've got Tyler Brown, who's been a stud all year playing hurt. I mean, even Adam Randall, I'm going to call a freshman at this point because he didn't play last year because he tore his ACL. He's been playing with a broken hand and still gutting it out. Like I'm loving the fight that I'm seeing from these young guys. I think that this is going to be the cornerstone of maintaining Clemson's relevance in the college football playoff landscape. So I'm just very excited to see what these guys bring this next week against UNC. Finally back in person for me, so I'm very excited for that and see how they finish the season off with South Carolina too. And my loser, Penn State again. What do you have here? But more. Oh, Penn State. I mean, that's you hit the nail on the head, Joe. I mean, they can't win the big games. Their Penn State is going to go undefeated in their season outside of Michigan and Ohio State, and that's going to ruin their season for them. Because not only does that, get them, out of the Big Ten championship game, but because of the playoff now, in this case, they're also missing out on the Rose Bowl because usually it's the loser of the Ohio State Michigan game now that's going to make that Rose Bowl game. There's nothing that this team is playing for the second that they lose one of those two games at this point.
No, you're done. Stick a fork in them.
Yep. It's just, I
mean, the girl on the right is a mood.
That is the mood. That is 100% the mood. This is a very proud institution. They've with some checkered past. We don't have to get into all of that. We all know what happened there and how that went. And James Franklin came into that and did a good job. Or actually, it was Bill O'Brien.
Don't even give James Franklin the credit. It wasn't even him. It wasn't even
Bill
him.
O'Brien, right?
It was Bill O'Brien.
Yeah,
Bill O'Brien took that
Here's the
friggin'
problem:
program from the
bald guys.
ashes.
You can't tell the difference.
Yeah, Bill O'Brien
bald guys
took
are
that
the
program
same.
from the
I should
ashes
know.
with no. Bill O'Brien took that program from the ashes with no scholarships, no bowl eligibility, nothing, and turned it back into the Penn State that we all should have known and loved until James Franklin took the frigging sports car and crashed it into the nearest frigging building.
You know what? I shouldn't say anymore. Joe's got this. We're good. We can move on.
Stick a fork in him too. Stick a fork directly in him.
I think they fired their offensive coordinator this week, so that's a start.
Yeah, well, they need a lot more than that.
All right.
Standings
500.
recap.
Here we go.
Little standings recap. David went 2-2. So did I. Joe with a 3-1 week. He's really pulling away. It's tough, and I'm nervous that I'm going to come in last. I pride myself on making good picks. I'd be it's you know what? It's just because David bets the under every week. It's not fair.
Don't hate me because I know game.
Oh God, whatever. Anyway,
I don't know if you guys can see or you're paying attention to me, but I'm patting myself on the back here.
Joe, we're so far behind you that we've stopped caring.
I care. I want to win.
Listen, all I'm saying is I can't wait to buy my next Notre Dame jersey because I'm going to win this whole thing. Once you guys start winning, you guys can buy a Clemson jersey.
Worry about buying me a burger first.
Oh well, that the jersey doesn't come out of my budget, so I'll be good. It comes out of our math budget.
All right. So locks. There's my lock. Georgia over Tennessee. I'm going back to the well. Again, I think Georgia's the best team in the country. I think they're gonna go into Neyland, and I think they're gonna take Tennessee to the woodshed. Tennessee lost last week. They ran out of steam, and they had a great year last year. They kind of lost all that momentum this year. I think it's time for Nico to come in and kind of see what he has this year, and then get him some reps for next year. I think the Volunteers are going to be good next year, but this is going to be a bloodbath. Give me Georgia. They're going to win big. Simple as that.
Yeah, for me, Oklahoma State. Gundy has his team headed in the right direction. I love that running back. I don't even remember his name, to be honest with you, but it doesn't matter. My picks have been great. I'm standing here with the Cowboys, and I don't think Houston's that good. I don't think that Houston's that good. I think we saw Houston's best game against Texas. I don't think they got any more life in them. I think Dana Holgerson I think that's the coach's name, is gonna have that same face on Saturday. So
give me the Ducks. No words. Look at that. Look at that smug face. That's all I need. 22.5, book it. Let's go. Oregon over Arizona State.
You guys know who that is on the right, correct?
I have no idea.
I played for Oregon, I assume.
No, that's Herb Edwards.
I can't believe that you put in an Arizona State slide and you didn't have Mr. Arizona State from Jerry Maguire. Cannot believe it.
Herm, look at the afro. Had to.
Although I
Beautiful.
will, I enjoyed the Herm Edwards photo as he was a former Tampa Bay Buccaneers coach. So
There you go.
Did you guys
All right.
see what Oregon did with their duck this past week? They
The
had a
shrink
mini duck.
thing.
the what?
Basically, the duck went into a cardboard box. It was like the Shrinkinator or whatever, and then they had like this old mini sized Oregon Duck uniform that a smaller person came out and they acted like they shrunk the duck.
That's pretty. That's pretty
It
good. I
was
missed that.
Pretty great.
I'm gonna have to look that up on YouTube later.
Oregon's winning games by so much that they're having to come up with ways to entertain their fans midway through. So you know what? That's where the pick's coming from. It's great. Let's go. Give me the Ducks.
They're gonna wind up in the playoff.
Yeah,
I
they are.
think so. All right, pick them. I'm sorry, that picture. Louisville Birds of Teeth this week. I think it's disrespectful to the Louisville that they're only a 1-point favorite. I don't think Miami. I know they beat Clemson. I don't think they're that good. I think Clemson gave them that game. So give me the Cardinals. I think they go into Miami and come out with a win and solidify their spot in the ACC title game. So give me Louisville.
One point. That's basically that's a pick 'em. That's just no. Why even bother at that
Yeah, it is what it is. But I love that Miami picture. I'm so happy I put it in there.
point?
Yeah, so mine was actually a pick 'em as well. I think it was 1.5 spread, but it on like if you were looking on CBS Sports, which is what I usually go off of, it had PK next to it, so I thought it was the perfect game for a pick 'em. I love Arizona. I love this team. I think they have a lot of potential. They beat a lot of top to rank college football ranked opponents this year. I don't know how good Utah is, so I'm gonna ride here with the Wildcats. Arizona's good in football and basketball, and they're gonna take this pick 'em this week over Utah.
Going against Nick's Utes.
I've been a little afraid of the Utes. I haven't known where to pick them or not. But
Nick's trying to regain some footing here, so he's not picking any Utes anytime soon.
I gotta be smart here.
For me, great pick, Nick. Yes.
I love that photo.
I'm picking the Dukies over Virginia. Two basketball schools that trying to play football. Duke has been playing football a lot better than this year than Virginia. So give me Duke Blue Devils over the Wahoos.
That kid got a fork stuck in him. That's what needs to happen to James Franklin.
Oh my god. I thought you'd like that picture, Joe.
I love it.
Upset right into the upsets. Give me Kansas over Kansas State. I was a little surprised that Kansas State was this much of a favorite over Kansas. I know Kansas didn't have the best game, but I think they're electric. They're at home. I think they use that to their advantage. I know Kansas State's a quality team, but I just like the Jayhawks. I like what Lance Leipold's done down there. So give me Kansas. I think they went outright and rock chalk.
Yeah, for me, Mississippi State has been one of the worst teams in all of college football, and I feel as if they do not get the credit for that title. I will personally give it to them. Congratulations, Mississippi State. You are a bottom feeder team this year. Listen, I know your coach died. They just fired Zach Arnett. I love Frank Gore. Other than that, I don't know anything else about this Southern Miss team, but they can't be as bad as Mississippi State team. There's no rhyme or reason why Mississippi State should be this bad. They have Will Rogers. He's a phenomenal quarterback, but he just hasn't had the year that I thought or everyone thought that he should have. So give me the Southern Miss. Frank Gore goes off for 5 touchdowns and wins the game by himself.
Fun fact: Southern Miss is the school that Brett Favre stole all the money from and gave to build the volleyball arena. So
Nice. That guy is different.
Jet legend Brett Favre. All right, David.
All right. NC State, Virginia Tech. I'm picking the Wolfpack this week. I don't understand how Virginia Tech is favored. I think that really that's the 3-point swing for being at home. But I'm liking NC State this week. I think Dave Doran, like him or hate him, he's a good coach. NC State plays
Wow.
well for him. He he's got some fireworks. I'm loving what he was with the Clemson game, where his comments after the game for what's his name? Do you remember who that was, Nick? Because I'm drawing a blank on him.
Wait,
But he
what,
was,
this year?
yeah, it was this past year. I think Eddie Royal, or not Eddie Royal,
Steve
somebody.
Smith?
Steve Smith called NC State a basketball school, and Dave Doran told him to kiss his ass, and I'm like, this is great. That made me that one moment made me like Dave Doran for that day. So give me
Oh.
NC State over Virginia Tech.
All right. Favorite part of the show? Over unders. Oh God. All right. This one, shout out James Madison, one of the 10-0 teams that Joe alluded to earlier. It's such
Put him in the playoff.
Honestly, they should. I don't know why. Before you get into your take, I don't know why they're trying to write to the NCAA to put them in a bowl game. At this point, they should just be like UCF. They should be like, okay, we're gonna go undefeated this year, and they should celebrate a national title as if they won it, and because they don't know what's gonna happen, and they should go from there. I would be, if I was a James Madison Bulldog this year, I would be hanging up a national championship football flag behind me in my podcast realm here, and I would be representing that proudly. But go on.
Yeah, that rule that they can't be eligible for
So
like the
stupid.
first two. It's like if you're good enough to, there's a reason you got elevated to the FBS. If you're good
Also,
enough
they
to do
might
that, and you're
be
good enough to win, let them go to a bowl game. Why not?
they might be the best college athletic program in the entire country. Is the
College
James
basketball.
Madison Bulldogs? Shout out to our 5th president. I'd never thought I'd be saying that.
They're also the Monarchs, really quick. Just
Are they? I thought they were the Bulldogs.
it's like a bulldog with a crown on, so it is the Monarchs, but
Joe
See,
thinks every team they doesn't know the mascot of is a bulldog.
they're no King's College Monarchs, Roll Narcs. Shout out to my alma mater.
Roll Larks. But anyway, let them play. I do think that James Madison and App State, they're two very high-powered offenses going up against each other. Just give me points, give me over 55.5. I like rooting for exciting games, unlike someone else on this podcast. So give me
And
points.
it ain't me.
Give me points, give me excitement. Cannot believe anyone picks the under on these games. All right, Joe.
All right, new location for my podcast setup. Same take every week. I am taking the over because the Big 12 runs through the state of Kansas. Okay. I love Lance Leipold. I love what he's doing. As Nick said, I think I've been a Wildcat stan here. Like if I had a profile for the college football poll tracker, it would say that I have a bias towards Kansas State through my past 2 years on this podcast. I love this game. I think it's easily going to go over 56.5. It's a rivalry game. Give me the fireworks. Kansas State over 56.5.
And here we go.
Play me my theme music, Nick.
No.
Give me Iowa, Illinois, 30.5. It feels like easy money. I'm taking candy from a baby at this point. Look, you both wanted. We're all behind Rutgers and Shiano, trying to will them to score points. They didn't score a single point against my Hawkeye defense. Woo!
I could
So
not
good.
believe that post I sent you guys in our Instagram group chat where it was like punt, 4th and out, 4 and out, punt. I was like,
How is that?
this is like 27 straight drives of just punting.
How do you enjoy that? It's so bad.
I'm loving the meme at this point, Nick. This is just it's fun. Especially
Oh.
when you get late in the game and and you two start to sweat because like really he's gonna pull it out again and I do. It's the best
Well,
best moment of my life.
it's a good thing that that's your only win every week. Not to add salt onto the wound here, but I gotta kick you while you're down because you keep coming in here with positive vibes on the most negative take ever. So
Hey, it's a straight up win, gets me in that win column. And as of the, without that, I was 1-2 last week. The week before, I was 2-1. The week before that, I was 3-0. Like we're trending down, but as long as I keep the under, I don't care.
This is ridiculous.
I wanted Iowa to get one more touchdown so bad last week, so they could hit the over by themselves. That would have been perfect.
Nope.
You make me feel like that
This
top right
team is
emoji.
going to mess around and make it into the Big Ten championship game, scoring maybe 17 points a game. It's fantastic.
I know that for bowl season we are going to do pick 'em or like spreads, the
Yeah.
spreadsheet or whatever. But I want to know if in the bowl season, if in the Big Ten championship, you would take the under. I want that noted on some sort of way to our listeners and to the public.
I think he has to. I don't think he's allowed to take an over in an Iowa game.
Because you know that they're gonna play like Ohio State
And Ohio
or
State's going to hang 50 on him.
or Michigan, and both of those people are gonna hang at least 40 on them.
It would be the bet of a lifetime. The same way that I lost my challenge over last week with USC Oregon, which whatever. David would have to do the challenge under there. He had no choice.
Is Caleb Williams the number one pick still?
Yeah, he's number one pick. He's not. You could point to a whole bunch of different things on that USC team why they've lost so many. It's not Caleb Williams. It's the defense.
Follow-up question: is he going to the draft this year? Are we sure?
I guess it's gonna. I think he's gonna. I don't know if he wants to play with that defense again. I think he just wants to go get his money.
Also, I want to say this publicly. We've shown the same picture on your slides. Nick, give the credit where credit is due. We showed this Iowa picture 2 weeks in a row.
I'm not changing it.
I would like to Photoshop David in one of these seats with a sad face or sad expression right next to this girl here.
Nope, I'm grinning ear to ear in that.
If somehow we can dip into our math budget, I'll sacrifice part of my jersey to that photo.
Let me see what I can do. I'll hit the lab. I'll get in the stew.
Yeah, get in the office, get in the lab, see what you can do with that. But
let me cook.
Gentlemen,
I can't look at that screen anymore. I can't.
I can't. We got to switch it back or move forward. Something.
Can't do it.
The best part is just how upset you two get about it.
Because why do you like that?
I'm just right. This is the easiest pick each week.
Because watching a game and not rooting for points is like going to a fair and not getting on the rides and not getting carnival food. It's like going to a pool and not
getting in the pool. Yeah, not getting in the water.
Why would you not want points?
I go to the fair and I don't go on the rides. I just eat the food.
Well, that explains a lot.
Your parents would be
You're a sicko. That's what it is. You're just a sicko.
I'm enjoying every moment of it right now.
All right. I think I got my enough of you.
Yeah, I've had enough.
Sounds like that's all we got this week. Let us know how we did. Let everyone else know that David's awesome at picking unders and Nick sucks at trying to pick overs. As always, go Tigers.
I was gonna let that one go. Go Tigers.